Hello, welcome to this playthrough of Elden Ring, where I will be in the co-pilot seat and Branwell will be driving. This is a lore playthrough, and in every video there will be spoilers because this is intended as a vehicle for Branwyn to explain her theories on the lore of the setting. So if you'd rather develop your own theories without being influenced by other people's, or don't want to be surprised on some of the deep lore of the game, this is not a straight playthrough of just playing gameplay focused. This is a lore focused playthrough. So you might want to give this a pass if you want to avoid big spoilers. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. Go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Elden Ring. We are just here because I forgot a couple of little bits and pieces here and there. So we are going to deal with that before we move on, and I am going to do more grinding. I was running around doing grinding this morning and realized that we missed one or two things.
Okay.
Now,
I believe after we ended last time. Sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
I don't think we're going to have time for it now, but I believe after we ended last time, I mentioned eternal darkness, and you commented there were bits of eternal darkness in this. But I think we'll have that conversation later if you're doing cleanup.
Yes. Okay, so the first thing is I wanted to grab this. So this item description, weapon made from an ordinary stone brick wielded by a labourer who led a rebellion, later became a champion himself. Even among other bludgeons of its size, this weapon is especially weighty. The strength of a giant is required to wield it.
Okay.
I think so. That is part of the whole Radagon thing. I think Radagon, the Storm King, was exiled to Stormvale after he was deposed, and he led the rebellion here, and then eventually would build Castle Morn, create a kingdom for himself, which would extend all the way up to Round Table Hold. Radagon is the only person I can think of who fits the description of being strong, is linked to Stormvale, and
upset the local government.
Yes.
It's also the giant connection again you brought up with the red hair.
Yes. Now, one of the things that I didn't mention about the red hair was that in Dark Souls 2, there was a character called Aldia, which I've talked about before. And one of his deals was creating creatures, or he would use the souls of other creatures to like mimic or create existing creatures. So the example is that he used a giant soul to create a ancient dragon.
Interesting.
Something that mimicked an ancient dragon.
Okay. So
if there is a possibility. A lot of people believe that Marika / Radagon may be a mimic. We'll be finding some evidence of mimics later in the game, and we'll talk a bit more about that theory later. But it could fit if Radagon was some sort of creation, or was, built out of a dragon soul somehow,
Yep.
or whatever. That could also fit the whole hair is red because dragon soul.
Right.
Now, I am not going to take that guy on. That's a Crucible Knight. He will probably kill me if I try and take him on at the moment. I need to level up, but we can take this lift back up, and that way I can come and take him on whenever.
The idea of souls being put into bodies alien to them, this is not going to be an influence on Dark Souls, but it's more of an influence that Dark Souls had elsewhere, I suspect, because that is prominent in Pillars of Eternity.
It's a thing that comes. It's like, it's front and center in this. We will be doing a plot line with a character called Selen, and her, we will be grabbing her glintstone, so sorcerers put their souls in glintstone receptacles inside their chest, and that receptacle can be taken out and transferred to a new body. And we will do that for Selen in this game.
How very Koshé the Immortal.
Yeah. So that is a thing that we will also be discussing as we talk about Radagon and Marika and what possibly could be going on here. This is War Master Banal. I missed out on talking to him, so we're going to talk to him now.
Not seen you before. Name's Banal. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order? Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. That's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished like you. There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands that I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost and died. A fine tale, all told of true chivalric romance. That's how I fell in love with the sword and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself.
Banal's the Art of War vendor.
Okay.
Ash of War vendor, pardon.
The skills are attached to specific clothes and weapons, if I remember correctly?
Weapons. But you can trade them out as long as you have the whetstone. Now, his armor depicts a bunch of lions.
So it does.
We'll get that set later and take a closer look at it. But yeah, Banal's an interesting character. So his name means bear strength, and the design of his armor is very similar to the Banished Knights.
Okay.
If you look at we'll take a look at the feet of both the Banished Knight set and his set eventually, and they're very similar. And now I want to show you something spectacular.
Okay.
So one of the things I did while I was grinding is I went to a cave which has a bunch of poison stuff in it, which is where I got my new bow. Whoops. Yeah, the serpent bow, it scales with arcane, which is what we want, and it deals poison damage.
So now we have two types of dot going on.
Yes. I need to buy more arrows for that. This is Grail's Dragon Barrow. And we're going to go and meet Grail. Because I need a bunch of runes. And before we go and do that, I also need to put this on my bar.
I'm guessing by meet you mean engage in violent confrontation.
Engage in violent confrontation, put out of its misery. Something within that Venn diagram.
Okay, that's a very large creature.
That's Grail. She's a dragon. She's also the mother of drakes. And they all wake up from the scream. And we get the heck out of here. But not too far. So with Grail, you go over here.
This does not look like a healthy dragon.
It is not. She cannot move. And you can see her health bar.
Yeah.
And that's the blood prop. Now I have the golden scarab on. I have the golden scarab on. Once she dies, I will eat the other thing that gives us more runes, and we will get, like 150,000 runes out of this.
Holy crap.
It's a good boost to early leveling. Remember how I said that was the only Drake in Stormvale with feathers?
Yep.
Grail has feathers. I forgot about that.
The one that was dead and hanging up.
Yes.
Okay.
That Godric ripped the head off of and slapped onto his arm. But there are not very many feathered dragons.
That was a whole lot of damage all at once. You jumped into 5-digit range.
Yeah, once the blood proc goes off, then you've kind of got to bleed this to death or be extremely patient.
Yeah, I'm seeing the health bar is theoretically moving.
Yes. It doesn't help that every time you inflict bleed on something, it takes a little more bleed to proc the bleed damage.
Each and every time consecutively?
Yeah.
Oh, all the drakes died too?
All of the ones she summoned, which is partly why, 118,000 runes.
Oof.
So that's a massive help to us leveling up and not having to worry so much about, dying while I'm talking.
Right.
Let's see. I want to get endurance up to 20. I don't think I need to put int up. I think most of the rest of this goes into... Yeah. We'll try and get arcane to 30, then I'll start leveling some of the other useful stuff.
Yay, the same tactics I use in Neo too.
Yeah. So that's honestly, I find Grail kind of sad.
That seems par for the course for all these games.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing of like a lot of bosses are a combination of tragedy plus dignity.
Right.
That creates creates an interesting mood. One of the things, actually, that we can take a look at while we're here, where is the Spirit Spring?
Okay. As a note, my food is about to arrive, so...
Yes. Well, if you would like to pause the video, it's only been 10 minutes?
I think that's about right. It is 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay.
So we have about 10 minutes left on the video.
All right. Well, I'll go and sit down. You can pause and grab your food, and when we come back, we can just do a little bit more.
Yep. Okay. Be right back.
Okay. Right. So yeah. Show you a small thing here, and then we can go and do one or two other things and have a talk about some stuff.
Okay.
So,
lots of coral. Or things that look like coral.
Yes. Coral, possibly... where are you? There's a spirit spring somewhere here, and I keep forgetting exactly where, and I literally saw it just before we took a break. So that thing we were just standing on.
Yeah.
Let's get a look at that from a ways away. It's a bit hard to tell from this angle.
It looks kind of organic.
Yeah, you can see it a bit more over this way.
Is that a face?
That is a head.
That's a really big skull.
Yep. So, yeah, giants lived here. Oh, no, you don't.
What was that?
That's a trap. It summons when at certain points along this route, it summons those balls that try and knock you down into the... So yeah, in the DLC we got a great sword, which is an arrowhead.
Oh my!
Of one of these guys.
Okay.
They refer to them as the old gods. So, yeah, this is... There are, like, massive giant bodies buried all through Caelid and all through the mountaintops up here. So yeah, that's a whole thing.
Now I'm thinking Owl House.
Mm, it's a whole thing we don't actually know that much about just yet.
Huh.
Or, well, okay. So where to go next? So as you can see, I did a bunch of this. I could push ahead and we can quickly do Nefali Lou's quest line.
Did the Bach ever show up?
Yes, yes. Barker's now sitting where I thought he was going to end up. So that's good. Actually, come to think of it, there's two things we could do. I could go and do Nefali Lou's quest line,
Okay.
or we could go listen to some of Melena's dialogue at the churches.
I mean, I'm fine with either.
Let's do Nefali Lou's quest line
Okay.
since we're here. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so in this poison-stopped swamp is the village of the Albinaurics.
Mm-hmm.
Albinaurics are much more complicated, created beings. So we've seen the golems.
Yep.
Albinaurics are flawed copies of humans. Flawed in that they are all dying.
Oh, okay. I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
Blade
you can
Runner.
tell they're all, yeah, right down to the white blood.
Yeah. You can tell they're what?
Oh, I can't remember. It's all right. So yeah, so Nefali's found this slaughter.
Right.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare, made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nefeli Lou, warrior.
Oh, right.
She's really awesome.
Hmm.
One of my favorite characters. Unfortunately, the Albinaurics that remain have gone mad and do just attack us on sight, like so many other things in this game.
Right.
But this is where we get our first larval tier. Remember when I was talking about mimics before?
Yeah.
So, core of a creature of mimicry known as a silver tear. As much a substance as it is a living organism. Material required by the amber egg cradled by Renala, queen of the full moon, to birth people anew. Being born anew allows the reallocation of attributes boosted by leveling up. So that's the thing we need to respec once we defeat Renala.
Got it.
It is also mentioning the Silver Tears, who are the mimics that I mentioned before. We'll be fighting them, we'll be running into them underground at some point. This is a depraved perfumer. They are not very nice and also a pain in the butt to fight because they do these shenanigans. And yes, that guy just healed.
Yeah, I noticed that. Burning hands, burning hands.
See what I mean about being annoying?
Yep.
That cloud sticks around, and if you run into it, it deals you a lot of fire damage. It's really annoying.
Good thing you spent all those runes.
Oh yeah. No, never go into something new without
Clearing your stockpile.
oh yeah. No, the I did it much more cautiously that time. But let's meet a friendly Albinauric, eh?
Sure.
Now, this item here is very easy to miss, and it is terrible. I have no idea why it exists. Gonna have to look at it again at some point. So, this pot's glowing for no reason, right?
Yep.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. You're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus, an Albinauric, as you can see. Where's the next? The whole
We can hear you breathing, by the way, Thryth.
Oh, sorry.
have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands. And if you should meet the young Albinauric Latena, then please give it to her.
So it's very hard to see.
It is. I have tried to find ways for my breath not to get picked up by the mic. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah, it's hard to see on Albus here, but their feet are fading into non-existence.
A chosen land awaits us, Albinaurics. The medallion is the key that leads to the city. It's only a quaint treasure for we who cannot make the journey. But for dear Latena, it is needed to fulfill her purpose. My legs will soon fade, and with them my life. Alas, this is the immovable fate of all Albinaurics.
And then he dies.
Yep. So what we got off him was a medallion that we can use to get up to Altus Plateau, which is the next oh wait, no, that's not the Altus Plateau one. That's the secret one that helps us get to the mountaintops, or to the secret area in the mountaintops.
Oh no, the beetle got away.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just a refresh for your things. We can summon in Nephalia here. Take a drink. Coming? Did summon you, right? Yes. We need all of the help we can get against this guy. That guy there,
Nephalia,
isn't it?
Lou, and 3 wolves. I'm sorry, go on.
Yes. This guy is an omen killer. He deals a lot of damage. And he's got dogs. I hate dogs. I did not mean to eat that, but that's okay. See how much damage he did?
Yeah, that was a significant chunk of your life. Like, 1 is not 0 level of chunk.
Thank you, Nefali. So yeah, those are the guys that hunt down omens, the persecuted, disabled children of the Golden Order.
Lovely people, the Golden Order.
Oh no.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we have taken revenge. We have stopped the persecution of the Albinaurics, but it's a bit late,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But vengeance, etc.
Yeah.
So let's head back to the round table hall.
And with that, I'm going to think new video.
Oh, if you want to do another video, I'm fine with that.
Or it is getting to about, let's see here, 10 plus 3 plus 15, 28 minutes. So,
All right, let's do a new video.
okay. And